and this is very much, again, an impromptu video. Obviously, I knew all this stuff was going on. I wasn't actually going to do a video on this, but I sort of got in chatting this morning on a comment section, a couple of posts, and I thought, well, a couple of people had messaged me, said they'd like to hear my opinion on it. Sorry, I got something hanging in my face. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a video, and if you want to watch it, you want to watch it. If you don't, you don't. So it gives you your free will. So the JND Studios 1/3 scale and the Queen Studios 1/3 scale Aragorns have both been sort of up for pre-order at the same time, and there's a lot of discussion about it. And one or two people were asking about my opinion on it, and so here we go. I'll give you my opinion. Now, I want to start off by saying I've got zero interest in buying either one of these pieces, and I'll explain why. And it's not just the good guy thing, although that does come into play, but there's something far more substantial for me for not going this, and actually losing complete interest actually in pieces like this. First of all, I think these two pieces are vastly overpriced. I think it's a ridiculous price on both of them. Each their own, and what you guys choose to do with your money, your collections, that's up to you. I'm just giving you my opinion for what it's worth here for someone that's a massively passionate Lord of the Ring collector, but I collect statues. And that brings me to the thing, these aren't statues. These are dolls. We've given hot toy collectors a bit of a, a bit of a leg pulling, a bit of taking the piss a bit out of them because they're doll collectors, because, it's just mixed media and all that. Well, these are just mixed media. These are 90% mixed media. With a silicone head with hand punched out and glass eye. There's so much rose-coloured glasses now in collecting with these pieces that nobody is like, that's a sculpted statue. That's a sculpted statue. These, I'm sorry, but these, for me, I'm just looking at these now thinking, you're buying stupidly priced dolls. And I've got no interest in them now. I find the whole thing now to be tedious, because you've got the rose-coloured glasses brigade on now, who just want these silicone pieces with the mixed media, which is fine, that's up to them. But I don't think we can compare these to statues anymore, because they're not. These aren't. For me, they're not. This is a whole other area now of collecting that I'm not interested in, because, say, fundamentally for me, the pricing on them is stupidly high. It's insultingly high, actually, for what these are. Also, for the price tag that they're applying to these things should be flawless, and they're not. They're not. Once again, JND, for me, have failed with the likeness. The likeness on their Aragorn, for me, is barely 75%, and I'm being generous with that. And I am going to do a little bit of a brag myself. Going back to their Arwen release, I can now confidently say, having met and stood right next to Liv Tyler, that piece does not look like her. I said it at the time, it didn't look like her, it was a poor likeness. It is definitely a poor likeness. Anyway, that's that one. So for me, they didn't achieve an acceptable likeness for that price tag. Well, that price tag isn't acceptable, but an acceptable likeness, if you're going to charge full premium price, you need to be no less than 90%, and JND haven't achieved that with either their Lord of the Ring pieces for me. The Queen Studios likeness is definitely better. I would push it to 90% almost certainly. I prefer the pose on the Queen Studios piece. I think it's a much better part of that squatting one that the JND one's in. It looks like he needs to go to the toilet. It just looks wrong. It just looks wrong. I mean, some people said he looks like he's ready to fight. Well, no, I don't think he does. It's I don't know. For me, I saw that. I thought, what the hell is he supposed to be doing? Is he just, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But I did like the fact that the JND piece, they said that the knife was metal. You could take the knife out and it was metal. But JND do nice little things, which I do appreciate. That's a very nice little touch. Yes, do appreciate that. It was the same. I was watching the JND video with the Indiana and Henry Jones unboxing. Again, I have to say quickly, double fail there on likeness, especially the Harrison. I thought when I saw images of Sean Connery, they looked like they got him really well as Henry Jones, but having watched that video again, I thought, no, it doesn't. So again, a double failure there on likenesses by JND on not achieving likenesses, full stop. But like I said, your money, your choice, whatever. But I think Prime 1 have achieved better likenesses through sculpting than what is being done here with Silicone by JND. Period. But anyway, they've done nice little things, the glasses, and there was the fountain pen and the Indiana's revolver, which opened. Beautiful little touches. Now, I do appreciate things like that, and I think little things like that do go some way towards why these things are so highly priced. But I am not buying into this, oh, it's silicone and silicone's really expensive and all. Bullshit. Bullshit. These things are an insane price level. But the companies, especially Queen, it's mainly Queen and JND now, know that they have got a whole series of collectors now that want these pieces. That's fine, superb, brilliant. But I am not a silicone mixed media doll collector. I collect statues. These have ceased to be that. They have ceased to fall into the realm, price-wise, of what I personally am comfortably wanting to pay, because obviously I need to add shipping and import fees to these prices. And for me, for that reason, I'm out. I'm out because I'm not interested in silicone hand punched hair. I'm not interested in buying pieces that are just completely mixed media, because, like I say, I'm a statue collector. But to go back quickly to the two Aragorn pieces side by side, again, I prefer the fact that the Queen Studios got the Gondorian braces on. I think that just looks better. He just looks wrong on the JND one without them. Somebody said the clothing on the JND one was more accurate. I don't think it is. I just sat and just flicked through the film very, very quickly this morning. I'm not seeing that. Not seeing that. Again, this is rose-coloured glasses on. They're going for the JND piece, going to defend it. But we've all seen that. We've all seen that before. There was a massive example of that when all the Witch King statues came out. Well, obviously we had Darkseid, we had Prime Ones, and we had the half scale one by Infinity. So we had a lot of people choosing size because that's where they were putting me. So I totally get that. If someone's set their heart on buying JND, they're going to defend their JND. They're going to defend their purchase or their future purchase. And it's the same with Queen Studios. But what I will say, these companies do sit on their little plinths and then they do fall. It was a while back, only a year or so, but everybody was, Queen Studios are brilliant, Queen Studios are brilliant, Queen Studios are the best, Queen Studios are number one. And then people started having issues with Queen Studios and they fell down, and it's allowed now. I think we've got it now with JND, where we've got people who, it's the fact that it's JND is enough for them, and that's fine because it's their money, their collection. But this is my video, my channel, and my opinion. But for me personally, whereas in the past I've certainly seen some of the JND pieces, I think some of them were DC or whatever, and pieces obviously I'm not going to collect, but I did sit there and think I can understand why people go for that museum pose. It looks very neat. It's very mature and tasteful, and I can understand why people go for that side. Basically, for me, if I was to go for either one of these pieces, going from these images, for me, it's a hands down win to Queen Studios. The Queen Studios one, for me, all round looks vastly better. I mean, it's marginally cheaper, still massively overpriced, but it's marginally cheaper. The portrait likeness is vastly better on the Queen Studios. Again, the JND one, I think it is a very poor likeness. And any of you who think it's good, I'm sorry, you need to take them rose-coloured glasses off. I think also the robes are better on the Queen Studios one. I prefer the pose on the Queen Studios one. So for me, it's a completely one-sided win to Queen Studios on this. But as I say, I'm no longer interested in these ridiculously priced mixed media silicone hand-punched hair pieces anymore. If they're your bag, fine, but I'm only doing this one because I got a little bit into the comments today on Facebook groups, and I just thought, you know what, I'll go and do a video. I'll have my little bit of a say. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Always love to hear from you all. If I've ruffled one or two feathers, yay, success. Anyway, listen, I'm starting, well, first of all, Wetter have taken 2 payments off me today. So a couple of unboxings coming in the future. Hopefully they'll be here before Christmas. I think they will be. And I've got a project, I hinted it to in one of my previous videos, that I'm going to be starting hopefully in a couple of weeks. Well, it will be in a couple of weeks time, guys. I don't know how much to tell you. I don't want to sort of basically, yeah, as you know, there's a couple of my pieces that I've not been happy with. One I got sorted out. One very recent one I wasn't happy, but there's 2 I've got that I'm not happy, but one very recent one. So I'm going to be having a little go at improving it. So that's a future video. I haven't made any, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. So that's coming in the future, guys. So that's something to look forward to. Anyway, for now, for this video, this little rant of mine, because it was a little rant because I'm really frustrated by it, guys. I'm sick to death now of this third scale silicon mixed media bullshit, and but it's each your own. If you want your pants pulling down, paying near enough $3,000 for a third scale doll, crack on. Crack on. Just leave me out of it. I'm not fucking interested. Right, on that note, I'm gonna go. Have a great, where are we? Weekend. Have a great weekend, all of you, and I'll catch you all in the next video, which hopefully won't be too long. See you soon. Ta-ra.